Hello, I'm Dr.S.Rajalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Senior Scale, Department of Criminal Law and Criminal Justice Administration, the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai. I would like to throw light on the various laws and principles of forensic science. Forensic science is the application of science to criminal and civil laws, mainly on the criminal side during criminal investigation, as governed by the legal standards of admissible evidence and criminal procedure. Forensic scientists collect, preserve, and analyze scientific evidence during the course of an investigation. While some forensic scientists travel to the scene of crime to collect the evidence themselves, others occupy a laboratory role, performing analysis on the objects brought to them by other individuals. In addition to the laboratory role, forensic scientists testify as expert witnesses in both criminal and civil cases and can work for either the prosecution or the defense. Forensic science is a science which has developed its own laws and principles. The laws and principles of all the natural science are the basis of forensic science. Let's understand laws and principles of forensic science one by one. Law of individuality. Every object, natural or man-made, has an individuality which is not duplicated in any other object. This principle at first sight appeared to be contrary to common belief and observation of natural law. The grains of sand or common salt, seeds of plants or twigs look exactly alike, but they are different. They enjoy the individuality. Likewise, man-made objects, coins of the same denomination, made in the same mint, currency notes printed with the same printing blocks, one after the other excluding serial number, appear to be identical, yet the individuality is always there. The individuality has been verified in certain fields. The most extensive work has been carried out in fingerprints. Millions of prints have been checked, but no two fingerprints, even from two fingers of the same person, have ever been found to be identical. The law of individuality is of fundamental importance of forensic science. Anything and everything involved in a crime has individuality. If the same is established, it connects the crime and the criminal. Principle of exchange. Contact, exchange, traces is the principle of exchange. It was first enunciated by the French scientist Edmond Locard. According to the principle, when a criminal or his instruments of crime come in contact with the victim or the objects surrounding him, they leave traces. Likewise, the criminal or his instruments pick up traces from the same contact. Thus, a mutual exchange of traces takes place between the criminal, the victim, and the objects involved in the crime. The basic requirement of the principle is a correct answer to the question, what are the places or objects with which the criminal or his tools actually came in contact? For instance, if a criminal enters a premises through a ventilator, he leaves his footprint. The principle of exchange is aptly demonstrated in hit and run cases and in offense against person. The criminal is likely to live and carry minute traces only. It is seldom that he does or neglects to leave or carry gross objects or traces. On a thorough search, traces will always be found in all types of crimes. The minute traces connect the crime and the criminal as effectively as a gross object or traces. Law of progressive change. Everything changes with the passage of time. The rate of change varies tremendously with different objects. Its impact on forensic science is immense. The criminal undergo rapid changes. If he is not apprehended in time, he becomes unrecognizable, except perhaps through his fingerprints, bone structure, or other characteristics of permanent nature, which are not always available. The scene of occurrence undergo rapid changes. The object involved in crime change gradually. The principle therefore demands prompt action in all aspects of criminal investigation. Principle of comparison. Only the like can be compared is a principle of comparison. It emphasizes the necessity of providing like samples and specimens for comparison with the questioned item. Take for instance, a bunch of hair is recovered from the hands of a deceased. The expert opines that the hair belongs to a negroid person. Hair from persons of white race for comparison will not be of any use. The questioned writing is found to have been writing with a ball pen. To send fountain pen as a likely instrument of writing is not appropriate. Principle of analysis. The analysis can be no better than sample analyzed. Improper sampling and contamination render the best analysis useless. The principle emphasizes the necessity of correct sampling and correct packing for effective use of experts. Law of probability. All identification, definite or indefinite, are made consciously or unconsciously on the basis of probability. Probability is mostly misunderstood. If we say that according to probability a particular fingerprint has come from the given source, but it is not definite opinion. Probability is a mathematical concept. It determines the chances of occurrence of a particular event in a particular way. We have a formula to understand law of probability. If P represents probability, N is the number of ways in which the event can successfully occur. NF, the number of ways in which it can fail. The probability of success is given by the formula P is equal to Ns by Ns plus Nf. Law of circumstantial facts. Facts do not lie. Men can and do. Facts do not lie. Men can and do so. Hence, the importance of circumstantial evidences vis-a-vis oral evidence. The oral testimony depends upon the power of observation, assimilation, and reproduction of the witness. It is modified by the power of observation, assimilation, and reproduction of the witness. It is modified by autosuggestion, external influence, suggestions, descriptions, and opinion of others, and rationality. Oral evidence therefore is colored, whereas factual evidence is free from these infirmities. Take for instance, facts can also be created. A person is killed in an accidental firing. The relative wants to implicate their opponents. They procure an unlicensed firearm, fire a cartridge, place it at the scene, and plant the firearm on the opponent. True belief only becomes knowledge when backed by some kind of investigation and evidence. Thus, laws and principle of forensic science concludes. Trust, you got to understand laws and principles of forensic science. Thank you.